Hey, Kyrie, I wanted to ask about the hack-a-shack on Lively. Coach Kidd said you told him to just not worry about running away, just take the foul, shoot it. Can you talk about that?
Were those his exact words?
Not quite, but
What
something.
were his exact words, just to be clear?
Something along those lines. Just what you said.
No, I want to know exactly. Do you remember?
He said your message was to tell Lively to take the foul and shoot the free throw.
Yeah, what did it look like for you guys when he was running? I just wonder what the fans were thinking too. I actually didn't see him running around until after I didn't see the clip until after the game. But we came back to the bench, and I was just like, man, you don't have to do all that. Just let them foul you, accept it, take it as a compliment, and go up there and knock down your free throws, man. We believe in you. We know you put in a lot of reps. So although he is a rookie, I think going up there, he showed a lot of poise. He showed a lot of his preparation, his confidence, and whether he makes or misses, I feel like that's a good opportunity for us. Kind of shows where we are as a team, especially in the half court or playing in transition. I'm talking about the respect from the OKC team, where they don't want us to play in half court, so they go to the hack a Dereck Lively, and it worked out in our favor tonight. So I just want him to go up to that line and shoot confidently.
Kyrie, what can you just say about the impact? My bad. No, you good. What can you say about the impact PJ has been able to make the last two games, and honestly, really overall since he's got here for you guys?
PJ's been spectacular, since he got here, like you said, and I think he's been able to find his niche, find his role, and accept that he's somebody that we need to go to in this series to be effective. Once we threw it down to him in the post and got him some opportunities on the three-point line, he's been doing well with the reps that he's been getting, the attempts that he's been getting, and he's alleviating a lot of pressure off of me and Luke and the rest of the guys on the team. So whenever guys can step up like that, especially in a playoff environment, it works well for us. And when our whole team is playing well and other guys are stepping up, the game is beautiful to not only watch but be a part of as a competitor.
Kyrie, I wanted to ask one more about Dereck Lively, and like you said, it can be really easy sometimes to forget how young he is. You guys are sending him out there, and even switching on to Thunder players, something he didn't do a lot of in the regular season. What does that speak to? Just what you've seen from him, his ability to learn and pick up stuff and just react so quickly.
Man, there's a lot of compliments there, man. Yeah, that's what he deserves for sure. That's something that we talk to him about, but I think the coaches do a great job as well of continuing to keep him prepared, continuing to feed him confidence, and us as players, we just want to surround him with the wisdom, the knowledge of what's happening, what's going on out there on the floor, and also protect him. We understand that he's 20 years old, and we're asking him to do a lot of things out there for us defensively, and then offensively we're asking him to make big decisions in hostile environments, or when we're at home and the game is pretty close. So we just want to continue to feed him good energy, and since the regular season and when he's been healthy, he's been an anchor for us numerous occasions where he's won us basketball games. So that's just the tale of our team this year is we have a lot of special guys that have unique skill sets, and when they're playing at the top of their game, it's a joy to watch. It's a joy to be a part of.
Kyrie, you had a flurry of baskets there in the fourth quarter, including the left-hand floater to kind of ice the game. I think on the broadcast you said that you had a coach come up to you and say you wish you would have got going a little bit sooner. Just what goes into your mind when you're finally getting it going, and why are you so comfortable in those moments?
It's basketball, man. I think, I've been able to learn that, from people that are sitting on the sideline see different things. So I respect their opinion, but also as a player, as a hooper who's seen numerous series, who's been in a lot of different battles, who has failed at the highest level, reading the game is just as important as, forcing yourself into things. So for me in the first half, I just felt like there were some opportunities off the pick and roll I could have taken advantage of. I didn't, but it was still a one-point game, and I think my confidence in my teammates during those stretches goes to ultimate high because I need them and they need me. But I also understand the gravity that I pull, and also utilizing myself as, I don't really like the word decoy at all, but being out there to be ready to make an impact when my number's called. We got guys that score at a very high level. I score at a very high level, but sometimes in playoff games, it's not going to be like that. And, one thing that I always like to tell people is just go watch some of the games in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. I don't know how the NBA game has changed in terms of perspective that people see and want to see star players score a bunch of points and force a bunch of stuff. But, you look at some of the greatest teams, that have played and won championships, a lot of guys have been selfless and a lot of guys have been willing to just read the game and give what the game needs. So if my job is to play defense that night, and that's what I'm geared towards, and I feel like that's what my intention is, to get us a win, and that's where it's going to be. It's not going to be, trying to delegate my offensive prowess to force myself into the game. It's going to come, man. I feel like I'm one of the most unguardable people in the world, just like, the rest of my peers feel. It's just the confidence. But in the playoffs, you don't have time to wallow in, the extra thoughts of offense. Defense wins championships. So,
if I could have a quick follow-up, when did you kind of learn that lesson in your career?
When did I learn it?
Yeah.
I've lost a few games in my career, man, and dealt with the pushback. And I think the difference between me now and me a few years ago is just, allowing those external voices to infiltrate to what I believe the game is for me, and I've been taught by some of the best, so I need to trust that. Sometimes social networks can get in the fray of like what you should be doing, and I think that's a dangerous place to be. So I like to be surrounded with masters of the game, masters that are going to give me, truth about the basketball game and how I can continue to be better, and it's time to move forward.
Kyrie, similar question. In this playoff, you scored the most of your points in the second half. Is that part of your plan, or it is because the flow of the game, or you're reading the game? So,
yeah, it's just reading the game. It's just reading it at a very high level, and then understanding who we have on our team, and making sure my teammates feel confident going into halftime. It's a very unique series. It's not every series is going to be different. It's going to be different challenges, different obstacles. So just got to approach it that way and be willing to adapt.
Kyrie, with all you've accomplished in your career, what more do you have to show the world about Kyrie, the ball player? What motivates you? What continues to motivate you at this point in your career?
Are you talking about right now where we are, or just when
general.
I wake up every day?
Yeah, just in general. But basketball-wise, what more do you have to prove or show about you as a ball player?
I don't think it's so much about proving anything. I believe it's just putting the basketball game in perspective. I think Josh Hart had a tremendous quote where he talked about, people having 12-hour shifts, and we get to go out there and play a game that we love. And I think that was like the nail right on the head for a lot of us in the way we feel. That doesn't take away from our competitive spirit and what we want to accomplish as, legacy members of the NBA. A lot of us, and I'll say this for a lot of us peers, sometimes we forget that we're the top of the top. We have ascended here because of a lot of hard work. We've ascended here because we've sacrificed a lot of family time. We've ascended here because we've done little things in order to be great teammates and to be recognized as some of the most special, most talented players in the world. So that's one thing, that I feel like I could lay my hat on, is just being one of those people. But I think on the opposite side, it's just understanding that the next generation is watching, and I want them to have this game to appreciate as an art space and not just business. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the competition. You should enjoy going against the best of the best. And I don't want to overspeak here, but for me personally, that's where my focus has been. Getting up every day is looking at my kids, looking at my wife, looking at the kids that are still playing basketball. And it teaches you about teamwork. It teaches you about leadership. It teaches you about exercise. It teaches you about dieting. It teaches you about life. And that's why I picked up the basketball. It wasn't to be bombarded all the time wherever I go. I hate the celebrity worship. I hate the idolatry. I hate all that stuff that comes with the extra nuances of being a, quote unquote famous person in the NBA. So again, it's just about leading the next generation and understanding that I got to stay poised through the chaos and hate out here. So that's really where my head lays.
We know Luka's dealing with a lot physically right now, and this wasn't one of those games where he got in a great shot-making groove. What did you think about his impact, in a game that wasn't kind of his typical flow?
What do you mean? Typical form? What do you mean? Just 34 and 8 and 9? Are you talking about that? Or?
Right. And like I said, it wasn't a game that he was able to dominate as a scorer. What do you think about his impact despite that?
I think he used his voice very well tonight, and you can tell he wanted to win. And that's all we need from Luka. We know he's going to be who he is in attack, but for us, it's just continuing to feed him that energy that he can trust who he's around, and he can trust that when the ball leaves his hands that other good things are going to happen. Great players really feel like they have to initiate themselves at times in the beginning of the game or at the end of the game. I feel like he's figured that out to a certain degree, and it's up to us to continue to mold that greatness alongside him where, no matter if he scores a lot or not, our team is going to win. And that's where we're putting our best foot forward, is the energy towards that. Instead of looking at, oh, man, Luka's not scoring a bunch of points. It's like, no, we have other guys that can contribute as well and want to contribute. And when it's Luka's time to take over, we allow him to take over. When it's my time to take over, it's my time to take over. PJ's time. So everybody gets a certain 2-minute span where if they make one shot, we're coming back to you. So that's the NBA playoffs. Get used to that. I know you're used to that, but that's where we feel most confident and comfortable is when it's our guy's time. We want to celebrate him and continue to feed him that confidence. So it's not just on Luka, it's on all of us.
Is it? It seems pretty high on the physicality scale out there. Is it a beating? Is it because it kind of looks that way from afar?
Oh yeah. Yeah. What you're seeing out there, yeah, we're definitely feeling it. But I think that's what makes all of this, mean a lot more, is because you're sacrificing a lot of that, time that you would spend with your family or friends, and you're recovering and you're resting and you're trying to get ready mentally and spiritually, emotionally, physically for a beating, as you say. But going against this Thunder team is a great test, and I'm enjoying it. I know my teammates are enjoying it too. So got a lot of respect for them, but we know how we have to play against them.
Kyrie, with Luka having someone where he's getting pestered a lot, the NBA playoffs as well as anyone, just kind of 2 questions. How do you feel like Luka is handling the physicality? And then secondly, what have you done so well in your career that helps you stay poised in those moments when someone's trying to get under your skin?
Well, first with Lou Dort pressuring Luka, that's part of their game plan. So that shouldn't be anything that surprises us anymore at this point. We kind of expect him to play like that and also be an anchor for their defense alongside Chet and Jalen and Shea. They're a good defensive team, and they get their hands on a lot of loose basketballs pretty often. So we just try to affirm to Luka, just keep attacking him, play through the physicality, play through the contact as you've always done. And I think that makes him better. I think he responds very well to it. He's going to make some shots. He's going to miss some shots, but I like him continuing to attack. And for me, to answer your second question, just staying poised, again, it's just the experience and being in a lot of playoff series and understanding what it takes to get the best out of my teammates and them getting the best out of me and sticking to the game plan and doing the little things to get wins.
Kyrie, I don't know that I can sit here and say that the light has come on for P.J. Washington, because it's not like he hasn't scored in bunches before in his career. But 2 games back-to-back like this in the playoffs is not nothing. Is there something from your perspective that you've noticed, whether it's his demeanor, whether it's how he's attacking certain moments on the floor? Is there something that you can point to that, hey, that's different?
Yeah, I believe that when you're an offensive player or, you're a player on the court and you start off the game with a make or a post-up, or we go to you right away to start off the game, it does something for your confidence, and it does something for him energetic-wise. You can tell he runs up and down the court feeling even better about himself. So to see him shoot well, he starts the game off well. He starts, an unbelievable defensive matchup on who he's going against. So I think he's just engaged. It's not like we haven't seen him engaged, but when he starts hitting shots, then those little things on the defensive end start to be a lot tougher on the opposing player, because that confidence goes hand in hand. And I feel like he's a good two-way player for us. And now I think he's proven it. They're leaving him open. He's open for a reason, right? That was part of their game plan, so we have to make them pay for that. Now that he's had 2 good games, we have to expect in Game 4 that they're going to come out with a different adjustment. And just want to continue to feed him confidence and keep that right elbow tucked when he's shooting those threes, because it looks beautiful right now. It looks beautiful.